I once struggled with a bad credit score myself, and now my credit score is like a 740. So I'm gonna give y'all the 5 best ways to improve your credit real fast, right? And some of these, there's no shortcuts around it. I'm sorry, but I am gonna give y'all a couple of tips that you could do like real quick. You know what I'm saying? That could only take, a couple of days or something like that. So first tip I want to give you that you can implement right away. If you go on the Experian app is an app where you can check your credit score, right? But if you go on the Experian app and you add your bills, I'm talking about your T-Mobile, and if you connect it to your bank account, it'll identify all of the bills that you already pay. So your T-Mobile bill, your AT&T bill, all of those bills you can add to your credit, and that will give you a quick credit boost. I did it a couple months ago and it works, so I know it works. So that's the first tip. Second tip, you have to pay down your credit cards. There's no way around this one. Now, what you could do, you could consolidate your credit cards, put them all into a loan. If you have high interest payments on your credit cards, you can consolidate them into a loan with like a lower interest rate and make like one payment on one loan versus like multiple credit cards. But there's really no way around it. You gotta pay down your credit cards. I had to pay down like 6 or 7 of them. And the good thing about that though is like once you pay down them credit cards, you're not gonna put a whole bunch of credit back on them because you like, man, I done had to work hard to get these down. So that's another tip, man. You will have to pay down your credit cards, and you want better debt to income ratio. You want less debt than the amount of credit that you have. So if you have a $5,000 limit, the most you want to go on that is like 1,000 or 700. You don't want to go past that marker on your credit cards. I think it's like 30% where you need to be being a good, healthy amount of credit on your credit card. So you don't even want to go past 50. Next way to improve your credit score real fast is to open another line of credit. That is another way to improve your debt to income ratio, of course, because a new credit card will give you a much higher credit limit. And plus on that one, you don't owe anything. So usually a hard inquiry will affect your credit initially. So you might get a little hit right away, but over the long term, you're adding more debt. So you owe less, and getting another credit card will eventually improve your credit score. If your credit is really bad and you can't get a credit card, there are some companies that do, like if you deposit 300, then you can use that as credit, right? So it's almost like it's reporting it to the credit bureaus, but you're using that deposit that you put in. So if you put in 200 or 300, then that's what you can use as credit for it to be reported to the credit bureaus. So even if you tore up your credit real bad and you can't get a credit card, there are ways around it. There is an app that I'm trying out right now. I'll give a review on it soon, which is called Ava. And Ava is an app where they give you like a $500 credit limit, but the most you could spend is like 25 or 50. And it's really strictly for improving your credit. So that's why you can only use like $25 or $50. But I'm gonna give y'all a review on that one. But check out the app if you want to jump in. I might have a link. If there's a link available, I'll have a link in the description for that. So y'all could go ahead and sign up before I give you the review if you want to check it out for yourself. Of course, another way to improve your credit is to keep your old credit cards for a long time. I don't care if you don't use them. I don't care if they're bad credit cards. If the balance is 0, your credit history is real important. So just keep them open, even if you don't swipe them, even if you don't have the card, you lost the card or disposed of it. Just keep it open because credit history is important too. So the longer you have your card, like your oldest card, your first credit card, hold on to it, keep it open, and make sure that you're paying your payments on time. Don't miss a payment for nothing. Best way to avoid that, of course, is automatic payments. I had a lot of automatic payments, but some of my payments I do have to remember. But just make sure you're paying all of your bills on time. That's probably the most important. You don't want anything to go to collections. But speaking of collections, this is my next tip. So collections is the hardest hit on your credit score, the hardest hit. If you pay off a collection, your score can go up anywhere from like 10 to 30 points. So paying off a collection would be the first biggest thing you want to do to improve your credit, talking about right away. And what you could do is if you pay off the collection payment and then you go into the same Experian app that I mentioned to check your credit. You can dispute that. And because it's going to take them a while to report it to your credit, it's probably going to take like 3 months or something like that. So if you dispute it after you pay it, they're going to reach out to them and they're going to say, well, yeah, he did make this payment, and it'll hit your report faster. Not really like a hack or nothing like that, but if you don't have the patience, you want to see the reward of paying your debt off real quick, it's a nice little hack to speed up the process. Another way to improve your credit if you have really bad credit, and this is if you probably can't get a credit card on your own, is you can ask someone like a parent or a friend or somebody to be an authorized user on their card. If they have good credit and they're making payments, at least you're an authorized user, and that might give you a little extra leg up on your own credit by just riding the wave on somebody else's good credit. You know what I mean? I kind of lost count. I hope that was 5 tips, but make sure that you're paying your payments on time, man, and stay out of debt. And like and subscribe. Everybody be like, Mike, teach me about money. I'm tired of struggling. Shut up! You watching my videos, you ain't taking action, you ain't doing nothing. So I don't want to hear it.